Greetings, everyone from YouTube. Yes, it's quite dark. I'm standing in the dark. It is nighttime in Jalapari, the Minecraft Minecolonies city that I have. Minecolonies modded Minecraft. And I'm on a public street in the town of Jalapari. And it is nighttime. I suppose I could move under that light over there. Can I do that? Yes, I can. There we go. Let's move under this light. Look, I'm at a street light on the sidewalk, not in the middle of the road. There are some leaves falling from that tree over there. And that is giving us that leaf thing. We just saw one of the 4 peacekeepers we have in the background, walking around, doing some rounds, probably visiting somebody and then leaving. Druids have family, and there's another person, and that person is a visitor. And visitors have family in the city. Visitors come from other cities. And speaking of other cities, I'm going to take this time right now. Minecolonies, the mod Minecolonies updated just before I updated it, just before I went in. And style colonies updated. Now they have been hinting that there's a new style for a while. They've been working on it for a good long time. The style is a really pretty style, and I am hoping that that style has been added. Is it going to do us any good right now? It actually isn't, but that doesn't matter. I still want to see what the style looks like. So we're going to go outside the border here a little bit. It's dark. This will give us an excellent opportunity to look at the style if it is here. And this is where we would find it. And let's see if there is a new style. We are using Old English primarily. We do have some archaeology. We do have some Shire. And we do have some Incan. We also have WarMinecraft housing that we're using. It's not Christmas. We're using Greenhouse Gardener. We have the climate-controlled greenhouses from Trade Post that we're using, and we are using Trade Post's marketplace to actually trade with visitors coming from other towns, and that's how we use it. Minecolonies, there's Nordic. These are, we are going to use one Caledonia building as soon as we can. And we have some Incan buildings in the farm area, including, which I will show you, a new Incan chicken farm. It's new to us because it's been on since I think 19. We're in Neo 21 that we used the Incan style for a chicken farm. And so that's really interesting. I don't see anything yet. I don't see a new thing yet. We are using some Shire. We're going to have a Shire animal farm of beef and dairy production, and small colonies, decorations, Littleton, Sandyton, and we're at the end, style colonies. Okay, so we are using one hive building. We're using the gatehouse in hive because it works with the underground railroad that we have. And we see High Magic, Crimson Keep. We haven't done any Crimson Keep this time. This might be the first time in a long time that we have not a single Crimson Keep. So we do not have a new style. Interesting. So maybe some corrections were made to the other styles. I don't see the new style here. I was hoping that it might be here, so it's still being worked on, and we can look forward to it. It's sort of a Brazilian style, a sort of post-colonial Brazilian, I think, style, and the buildings are really beautiful, and I'm looking forward to that style being added, but it has not been added yet. And so you just saw all the different styles that we can use, And I'm going to, where am I? I'm in the dark, in the sky. Now, Journey Maps is what Minecolonies recommends. Journey Maps is what I've been using for the last 3 or 4, I think since 19. I've been using Journey Maps as recommended by Minecolonies. Minecolonies mod packs, they use Journey Maps. But Journey Maps is having problem with time, with their clock. And so that leaves us the sky or the actual clock in, and let's look here for a second. I don't usually use this clock. This one right here. We could have one of our, we only have one. We only have Giovanni. He's our only mechanic. We could have him make us a clock. And I think I might try and do that. Have him make us one of the Minecraft clocks. As if there's more than one that you can choose from. But there's only one. But I'm seeing the new moon setting in the west. And we're hearing, I've got an animal that's free. I shouldn't hear a sheep this far away from the farms. So I'm going to see if I have lead on me. I don't. Oh, that didn't work. Let's go to here. This is where I want. I have some leads on me just for this purpose. And let's see if we can find this little lost sheep. I've got a sheep that's lost. And I'm hearing it somewhere. I know there is one. I probably need to have my light, don't you think? This time of night, but we're going to take this little time of night before morning, and I'm going to look for the little lost sheep. Just to make sure that it doesn't get into the fields by accident. We have fences on these fields because we have wild horses. And for the longest time, they were coming into, or I should say for a short time in the beginning of the city, there's sunrise. They were coming into the fields, and so we did have to make sure that all the fields had fences. We've been working with something since the last time we were here, including the last time we were here, was the town council having the realization that with 5 dining halls, we have 5 dining halls, and 3 chefs and 2 bakeries, our farms are not keeping up. And we should say that we only have 1 hospital so far. We might have need for a hospital in the farm country. We had a person who was ill, and they weren't going to the hospital in the cathedral for some reason. And so that makes us wonder if we should in fact have another hospital in this area of town, in the farm country. So to try and assist with some of the things that we are not getting enough of for the chefs and for the bakers, we are thinking that we need to add some additional farm fields. Now this is the, there she is, this is the beekeeper, Callie, who is working to make sure that the town has sugar. We are making sugar from honey. That's what we're using the honey for primarily. We have more than enough wax for the candles. She could be doing both, and we could, because we have so many candles, we could have another bee farm. Could indeed have another bee farm. For the size of the city and the fact that we are not using any electricity, this is a time past town, and we have lanterns and we have candlelight and we have furnaces and stoves that we're using for heat in the winter, and in the summer, they are, luckily, the summer is mild here because we are between the Coconino River. There's Pipkin, one of the pets. Hi, Pipkin. How are you? Let's see what Pipkin has got. Nope, Pipkin doesn't have anything on them right now. They do forage for us. She's just not foraging. Yes, I see you. And so we do have mild weather here. This is the hottest time right now, July and August, and so people are wearing ancient Athens. They're wearing Hellenic clothing. The clothing is something that I have as a perk for being a patron of Minecolonies team on Patreon. That gives me the ability to have changes of clothing, and I like to use them as seasonal changes. Oh, look at Wade. So we've got a builder who is working on this modern, they have a modern building. This amazing architectural structure that they have here, the university, the second university building, which is Urban Savannah's building. It's quite modern looking in comparison to the town. But this is what happens with schools sometimes, where schools and government buildings are experimented with and have a very different style from maybe the town itself. And that might be Dar, the assistant dean, right there, leaving the second university building. Oh, which says it's a level 5. Whoa. So Wade has finished working on this building, and it is a level 5. Now this piece right here, we knew we were going to have to do this. We have to fix this building. This is the level 4 library. Wade is going to work on this building because Maisie is working on the school building. So we're going to have Wade come here and upgrade this. When this is upgraded, we're going to combine these two buildings. Right now you can see that they've become two separate buildings again, but we're going to permanently combine this arcology library that we have added on. There's one, that might be a Stella. Is it a Stella?
Okay.
No, it's Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Heidi is one of our kids. She was raised here, and she's doing research. She hasn't decided what she's doing just yet. Her dad is a chef, and her mom was a tourist, and so I don't know what and that's probably why she hasn't picked what she wanted to do right away, because she doesn't know that much about her mother. What her dad remembers when she came to visit, and they were lovers, but she doesn't know too much more about what she decided to do with her life, because her dad was very young when he became a father to her, and he's had other kids since then with his new partner. His mother, Heidi's mother, was lost. She did not come with Heidi when Heidi arrived, so that means that the mother, and that would be interesting if Heidi was one of the ones waiting for her mother to come back. Now, I think she has her dad's name, and I can go into the library. She's working right here. Can I get down? Yes, I can. Let me see if she has no, she has her mother's last name. So she might be waiting for her mother to come back. Let's recall the workers for a second. I want to see Heidi. That's a Stella right there. Uh-oh, and Heidi just went somewhere really quickly. Oh, there she is. Is that her or is that Stella? That might be a Stella. Did I interrupt her going to eat?
Can I help you?
No, that's Estella. Okay. Heidi might be researching, trying to find her mom. And from time to time, we do check the tourists, the visitors, to see if a relative has come in from one of the kids, like one of the kids' parents has come in. And we could check some visitors from time to time. This is a visitor here, Jorney Chichester. And Jorney's from another town. The Chichester name is a name that we know. Oh, so they decided not to go with the muffins. I wonder why. So that's the change that was made. Minecolonies had changed from meat pops because they're trying not to be. They're trying to be more aware of what's happening on Earth, and are trying to be more vegetarian. And so now they're using food bowls, so empty bowls, and food in the bowls, which is nice because you can see the food can go down to half really nicely, and I like that. I like that as a change. And that is one of the things that happened with the update. Let's look here, trade post. Let's see what rare finds we have that we could get. We can buy apples because we don't make apples here, so we can buy apples from the marketplace. We don't need anything else. We have mangroves. We're still doing a good job on getting diamonds. Riley is still getting good mine. His mine is still producing a decent amount. But since that question has come up, wait, I have apples in mine. You can hear Rosalie. Rosalie is one of the chefs, and she is making pies right now. And you hear that sound? That is the stumelier. That is Mia. We only have one stumelier, one DoorDash. She works the whole city. And then Emery's kitchen. She shares a kitchen with Emery. This is Jack, the shopkeep, and in his shop is the stash box. Let's look in this and see if we got some of the things. We didn't ask for anything. Okay, so why don't we ask for cookies? Let's request cookies.
It's a fine day.
We just need them for research. I'm going to request 2. I think we only need 2 more stacks of cookies for research, and we'll see what that gets us. We also need a hauler. Let's have them make the hauler. We need one of these, and we're just going to request one hauler. That has to do with the pet store, and they can make that, and we'll have to make sure they have the recipe. Hear that? That is the rain coming in, and it's also sunset, so people are going to start going home. I think that's all I'm going to do for a second. I did have a list. Oh dear, now I don't have a choice. Whoa! Luckily, we have lightning rods on the some of the higher buildings. I haven't checked them recently to see. I believe that some were removed from the cathedral and the town hall since they were brought up to a level 5. We'll have to check and see. But right now we're going to go to sleep. And since it is a thunderstorm and nighttime, we're going to sleep early. So let me come back up and let me look at since I've been in. So what got completed was not, Wade had completed there he goes, he's going to work on the library. He had completed the university since the last time I was here. Maisie is working on the school still, and I think she's stuck for books. And Violetta is working on the new chicken farm, and she is completed a portion of it. We'll have to see. Josiah is not showing up, so he might have finished working on the new ranch that we're putting in, and we might want to see if he needs to work on the level 5 of that ranch. I think Violetta is going to be working on the level 4 of the new chicken farm. Should we see what the rare finds are first, since we're right here? Let's look for rare finds in the morning. The rare finds change, so we're coming to Eli's. Oh, Eli's got a lot of people waiting there. Let's look at Jack and look here. We have 2 fishers, so we don't need those. Smooth sandstone is interesting because we have to import sand. We do not have to buy.
If you say so.
I do, Jack, I do. This enchanted book is piercing. We're going to buy it to get it off the market. It is a war book, and I would prefer to have that off the market. You notice that someone bought some of Jack's flowers, and he's putting some dark oak trees out, tree saplings out, and someone wanted those right away. Wow. He just put that out, and someone bought it just that quick. We don't need bread. We have 2 bakeries, and we don't need dye. We have Santino. We have Giovanni for rail detectors, blaze rods. Let's buy us some blaze rods, and that's all we need. We could buy packed ice, but we do have let's buy the packed ice too. Cohen is the bartender, and he specializes in making ice, but I'm going to buy some anyway, and we'll put these things into, wait, not this. The book on piercing, I'm going to put into a stash that's going to go back to the nation of Ta'ana, which is my people. In the story, I am a mermaid from the nation of Ta'ana, the mermaid nation, and we are a peaceful nation. We are like Alderaan in Star Wars. We are a peaceful nation, and because of that, we make treaties for land people with the mobs. We are a mob, and so we make treaties with the skeleton nation, which includes the zombies. And creepers are their pets. We make treaties with the Ender, the peoples who live in the Ender, in the End world, and that would be Enderman. So the Enderman nation. What am I looking for here? What did I come here for? Oh, I know. I came here to put something in a box to go to my people. So let's put it in. See, I already have some books that we've collected. Now, my people pay triple the amount for books and weapons that have warlike qualities to them. So if we came here, if we had bows with, so see how we have power and unbreaking. There's one, Curse of Vanishing. Now we're going to get to the chance with Trade Post's Trade Post's Recycling Center, where Sean will be able to take those enchantments and put them in books, and then we can have the weaponry recycled and made. We'll either keep it or make it, remake it. So this is a level 5, but we haven't done the research yet in order to do that. And I could try seeing if we need to. So see these books here? These books are in the warehouse. I'm going to turn the books on, and let's see what happens if we get those. Let's look at fire aspect, efficiency and lure. Let's take that one off. knockback and that has smite on it, density on it, and impaling. All of the ones that have those kind on. Efficiency, protection, quick charge for the special for when they're doing competitions. They do have competitions for quick charge for getting an arrows into a bow really fast. We are on the verge of being able to have crossbows, and we may have crossbow competitions. I believe that we can have a crossbow, a warrior, an archer who uses a crossbow. We could go to the University Sports Center for a moment and check on that. I'm getting a notification that YouTube is having trouble. By the way, if you today is the 13th of July 2026. If you have Twitch, I had all these different names in my head. Twitch. You can go to Twitch if you're within a couple days, July 13th, 2026, and you can see the work that we did yesterday on the chicken farm that we're going to get to. This is Malachi. Malachi and Jessica both are coaches in the sports center. They are archer coaches, and all we have to do is look at them. They're in 54. Veronica is a backup archer for the gatehouse in case the gatehouse archers are sick. Also a backup archer in case we need to help Harrison, who's in the mine. We do have archers in the mines as well. We're going to have two. We only have one right now, and that's one of the things. But what we came here to see is the workers. So right now it's showing archer squires, and it's only showing archers. So I don't know yet. This is barracks right here, and I don't know if, let's look upstairs here, and this side is the knights side of the barracks, and we have knights, archers, and druids. And in archers we still only have, it's just showing archers. So I don't know whether we can actually give them a crossbow. If we find one in the marketplace, we might buy it just for doing that. Let's go back to the marketplace for a moment. It is now, the sun is setting. We've spent the whole day looking over those things. But let's go back to the marketplace for a moment. I want to see how much money, how much coin that I used to buy those things. So we still have over 2 million coins, so we're still doing good. We're still making money as selling flowers and selling pallets of, I believe we're selling pallets of deep slate. Yes, I don't think we've sold any yesterday, but we do sell that. She is really busy. She's making my chocolate chip cookies. Yay! So she is going to bake me some cookies. She's working on them right now. And we have another baker. Let's go around. We're going to go in around the university area. Hi. And we're going to go to the second baker and see what they're doing. Do I not have anything on the top? I'm going to rise up for a second. I'm going to check the tops of the buildings for a second. Pipkin, is this what you wanted to show me? That these are missing? Yeah, I see that. Let's do this. I do have one rod that is being used here on the cathedral top, and let's get some lightning rods. So right here we want to put a rod right here, and we've had that before. We changed this a little bit, but we're going to put lightning rods on the tops of this part right here. We did have lightning rods on the top of this building, but since it became a level 5, I think those are gone, and they are indeed. So we could put a lightning rod here. Nope, we cannot. We would have to put it here. I think that is on the building. And the other one that is pretty tall is the tower of the mechanics shop. And this is one of these things that happens from experience. If I had known that Old English had this gorgeous lighthouse, I would have built this at the Coconino River. I would have rearranged the town to have this lighthouse be at the river. However, the lighthouse is here, which is fine, and we're going to put one of these on top. It is floating. I don't want it to float, so I'm not going to be able to put it there. But I want it to be there. We could say that the enchanter Genesis put it there, and it's floating by magic. But does that mean that it's going to be protective if it's floating there like that? I don't know. I can't justify that. Does that mean that the two on top of the cathedral are enough, and that we don't even need this one right here that we put on the town hall, which is kind of floating? See, it's not really sitting on anything. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to leave that one on top. This one on top. What would I do if I did not have the magic powers that I have to get to? I'd have to sand up. I'd have to put a pile of sand and sand up to the top of the roof just to put these on top. Now they are at least sitting there on top, and I'm going to accept the fact that that's going to be enough for right now. We didn't find that little lost sheep, so it could be that Rude Wolf or Floof got the, they're supposed to go after animals that have escaped, and they might have gotten them to come back. Rude Wolf and Floof are wolves that have been trained by Cannon, and this is a part of the who is it? Trade post for Minecolonies. This is part of that mod, and there is one of them. There's Floof, and Floof is going up up into, this is their doghouse right here, Floof, or I should say the wolf house. The wolf house. And Pipkin, this is the first pet that we had, named was her name Poppy? I'll have to look up and see what her name was. Originally. He's got food for Pipkin. This is Pipkin right here, and that, no you don't. Look what you just did, Rude Wolf. You just let out that animal. So let's come here and let's bring them back. You did. You let them out. You're not supposed to let them out. Let's close the door. Do you want to get out, Rude Wolf? Or are you just looking at me? Okay. Let's take this. Since we're here, let's go and look at the new farm area, and let's see if he is done working on a portion of this. We'll close this door. So that's how that cow got in here. Brood Wolf probably, or Floof, probably put that cow in this new farm right here because they escaped. And let's look. It's a level 3, and Josiah is still working on it to bring it up to the level 4. And that cow is here. And do I want to start the others working yet. There is one thing that I have not considered in regards to this farm, and that is where these workers are going to live. This is actually going to call for some more housing. We have a house right here, and we do have, let's see, who lives here? Right now, Brendan and Kamari are living here. Brendan is the pig farmer, and Kamari is one of the produce farmers. As a matter of fact, she's not one. She is one of the first. Nikolai is first farmer, and Kamari is second. And so we have, I think now, 5 farmers, 6 farmers possibly. And this is Kamari's stand right here. And so there isn't any room in this house. We know that Josiah and his partner live in this farmhouse right here. And I believe one of the farmers, hi Josie, Josie's visiting, Salem, there, and Amani moved in with them. So Josiah and Salem are partners, and Amani lives here with them. And Josiah and Salem's kids don't live here. And so right now I see Salem and I don't see any of the others. I don't see Amani, and I don't see, what time of night is it? Let's recall everyone. There we go. So I recalled them, and they've gone back. They're going up to bed now. And okay. So there we have it. So we see that is Josiah and Amani sleeping upstairs here, and Salem sleeping down in the other bed for the time being. Interesting arrangement that they have, because Salem and Josiah are an official family, and they have, I think, definitely 1 kid, if not 2. And we're going to come where we are now is still in the farm country, and we were looking to see, Josiah was working on that building. We could come down to where Josiah's shop is and see if we can see what he needs for a moment, because he seems to be stuck. And there's what he's stuck on. He needs red brick extra. How much do you want to bet that Santino, the dye shop owner, has not made red brick extra yet? And because they haven't, they don't know how. And so we're going to walk through the fields here. We're going to cross over here through these fields right here and come over to the dye shop, which is right here. It's nighttime. I should have put a lamp. I should have held a lamp while I was walking through. But now it's sunrise, and people are going to start getting up. This is the inner city tree farm that we have right here. But we're coming to Santino, and Santino is our dye shop owner, and we're going to make sure that he knows how to make red brick, R-I-C-K, extra, T, and there it is, red brick extra, and we'll teach that recipe. That is probably why Josiah does not have it yet, is that they don't know how to do that. Now we could cut through the inner city tree farm, which is a lovely park to have inside the city, and we can cross over. Now we do have, from the spruce trees that we brought, we do have this, and we could put in a mushroom for them to cut down so that we would have mushrooms, as well as the little mushroom farm we have back in the farm country in one of the Shire farms, there is a mushroom basement. And so we do have things growing. That is Giovanni standing in the doorway right there with the glasses over on his head, on his forehead. Bless you. Do you need to see Pedro? Or are you reminding me that we need to do a hospital back here? Let's show you the new chicken farm for a minute because Violetta needs to continue working on it. It's up here. Let's come up here and let's look at dun, 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 dun. So this is the chicken farm right here. And sure enough, it does have that water source. This is an Incan chicken farm that we have on this hill. We're probably going to end up putting some stone on this corner when this is a level 5. But right now, I believe that this is a level 4 of this farm. And we have...
What's it today, then?
Samir. This turns out that Samir wants to do this job. And let me look here for a minute. Oh, it's only a level 2. Ooh, Violetta. Let's get Violetta working on the level 3. I'd like to have it at least up to level 3 before we put any chickens in. He's just getting the place ready. This bothers me right here. It's a little bit scary, and we have had some couriers fall down. I don't have anything I can put here while she's working on it. So everyone's just going to have to be really careful until this is done. This is the way this Incan farmhouse was made, the chicken farmhouse. And it always had that cliff. I can show you in the style patterns. Let's come out here and let's take this and let's look at that farm. Look at that little spot there. Look at that little indentation. Isn't that wild? In the border. It's like a real border where it's like, nope, that land belongs to someone else. And that was my light telling me that I need to drink something. And this morning I'm drinking juice. It is 3 a.m., almost 4 o'clock in the United States, in the Midwest of the United States, Central Daylight Time. And we came up here to look at the Incan. This is the way the Incan had been made. Let's go back and look at it again. I want to see who the designers are. So I remember when Ray and John Ryer and Sam, who's the nickname for some add-ons, Sam, when they were working on this a long time ago, before 19, because I believe in 16 or 18, we did Incan for the first time. I think it was before 19, so it might have been either 16. I think we skipped 18 and 17. I think we went straight from 16 to 19 at the time. I was long ago and far away. Let's come back and let's look at the chicken farm for a minute. Level 1, let's X. We didn't get one right here, so let's do that again. Incan and husbandry, and let's get chicken farm. There it is. And so see, it always had this edge right here, and at level 5 it doesn't have it anymore. And so that's what we're working towards. We're working towards it not having that ledge, and they'll just use these stairs. So we want that to happen as quickly as possible, so that we don't have to worry about them falling off that edge. And we're going to be able to have that really quickly because we have level 5 builders. So Violetta is a level 5 builder. They work really fast. These animals in the hills, the witch's house, these animals are wild. They are the remnants of of animals that were curated by the witches who lived in this area millennia ago. Those witches have long been gone. We know this is a witch's house because it doesn't have a spawner in it. And so it is, it was a witch's house. We don't have any witches in here now, but the house still stands on this hill, a testament to the fact that this was at one point witch country. Now, the mermaids have a close relationship with witches. So they don't do treaties with witches. They essentially do an agreement. And the reason for that is that some sort of illness, some sort of trauma or shock happened to the nation, and in their loss, many of them sort of lost their minds and are hermits, or live out away from people in little groups in small covens. The most you ever see at one time is maybe three or four of them. I don't know that I've ever seen more than 3 at a time, 3 witches together at a time in some area. And but we are from witches. Mermaids were on land at one point and returned to the sea millennia ago, and so in that respect, we are a sisterhood with the witches, and we take care of them. We help them take care of themselves, the remnants who are left. It would be interesting to find out in my story, this is my story of Minecraft. In my story of Minecraft and Minecolonies, the witches had one time had amazing cities, and the cities, the style that I attribute to them is the Crimson Keep style, that I'm saying that those were once witch cities, and I just love that style, and it's beautiful. I've never completely done that style, but we've always used buildings from that style in places where we had, where we were using cavern or cliffs, where we were using buildings inside mountains, because a Crimson Keep works really nicely in that kind of way. We were talking about Violetta working on this building right here, and she is going to work on that. And let me see if she started. She hasn't started yet. So they couldn't recycle them. And so that means that I don't have the research done yet for the recycling of enchanted books. So those books are still probably sitting here somewhere. Or they said if they collected the books, and let's see if they did, then they're sitting in the storage for the recycling plant. Let me see if the books were brought to them. Inventory, and sure enough they were. So we can take all of these books for now and give them back to the warehouse and let them be here. These are some things that couldn't be recycled. Yeah, I think these are things that can't be recycled, that are sitting here. Everything else is reduced to its natural. The stew belongs. He's got his lunch. That's Sean's lunch or dinner, or maybe he's got some lunch because the sun's going down. Look at that! Isn't that pretty? The sun's going down. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is very pretty. So let's go back to the fact that Josiah is working. That do I have a bee hive in this area here? Because that's what that's looking like. It looks like I might have a hive in here, but I don't see one. So I think we're good that there isn't a hive in the park. So these bees are coming from the apiary right here. Now we have some bees on the inside of the greenhouse. There are bee hives in the greenhouses and for those bees, and they actually live in the greenhouse and are doing pollination of the sugar farms in the greenhouses. That's Anyanka's style, that in the plantation, which I'm calling the sugar farm, she has beehives added to the fields in there. In the climate controlled, I believe they also have some beehives in the climate controlled as well. Let's look inside for a moment. And I think there is one in the rafters here. But I don't remember now whether it's still there. It might just be bringing in a bee. You've seen that if you know anything about fields, that farmers hire beekeepers to bring bees to their field. And I think that's what we're using here now. We're not using a dedicated bee hive in the climate control, probably because it is climate control. And so we're definitely not using that right at the moment. Let's come over here and let's go to bed. Or let's look at hospitals. Let's think about the fact that we need a clinic. Now in the past, we've always had more than one hospital in the towns that we've made. And I want to come here and look at, let's go outside of the border. I want to look at hospitals for a minute. The Arcology Hospital is, I don't think I've ever used. Let's look at it for a second. Most of Arcology buildings are small, but hospitals are not. Here, let's see. I haven't used this hospital in a long time. I remember now using this hospital in Seabridge in the underwater. Yes, I used it in the underwater city. We put it in and then we surrounded it. This would be an interesting hospital to have. We could make it, keep it in the wood style, which is what we do with our Arcology buildings, keep it in this style here. Once it gets to level 5, bring it back to wood. Let's look at Antiques Hospital. I haven't seen an antique hospital in a while. ANTIQ. We have an antique dining hall, which is why I'm looking. And this is why we want to look. Level 5. Ah. It's big. I don't think we need quite a... This is a big hospital. I think we just need a clinic. And I don't want it to be this size. I don't want it to be a large building like this. We don't have room. Let's look at WarMinecraft. We haven't looked at their hospital. Now it's probably going to be big also. But let's look at the hospital and see what it looks like. That is definitely a hospital. And it's interesting. There's the emergency. These are, this is the ER probably. And this right here is probably the operating room. And this area is beds for people who are staying for a while. One of these is ER and one of them is places for sick people. I actually kind of like it. I kind of like it. Let's see what the level 4 looks like. Level 3, 2, so it always has the blue roof. I would like it to be a little bit smaller, but that is actually not bad. I don't mind that one. That's interesting. I would almost like to suggest that the person who is the doctor for, I'd almost want it to be like an animal hospital. This is what we've done in the others, made the third hospital an animal hospital. We do need, let's just concentrate on a second people hospital first. And that is going to take quite a bit of land. We could do Littleton. I wouldn't be surprised if Littleton is the same size as this. Let's look at Littleton for a minute and see what size their hospital is. It's a tiny bit smaller. Let's look at the level 5 and see what it looks like. And so we have the entrance area here where people come in. There is the ER right here. And then upstairs we have places for people. Is this a level 5? There's no glass in those windows, which is curious. Thaler might be saying that for the medieval time that this is for, they believed that you needed air, and they wanted to make sure that there was enough air. And so that's why there aren't there isn't glass. There's shutters, but there isn't glass in those windows. It is a curious thing to think about. We do have glass on the climate control. There was glass during the time that we're setting these buildings in on Earth. There was glass. There was glass before there was medicine in the West. There was definitely medicine in the East already. Before there was sophisticated medicine in the West, although they probably thought they were doing sophisticated medicine when they put leeches on your arms, when they found out that leeches did remove some poisons, and that's an interesting thing. I don't know. I'm not feeling any of those. The Old English, let's look for a second. Caledonia is huge. Ancient Athens, I think, is going to be a big hospital too. Even the rural, I think even Ancient Athens rural hospital, I don't think you have a choice. Yeah, so you only have the one hospital, and I think, yeah, it's going to be a fairly good sized hospital. But an interesting arrangement. Oh, how curious. So, I don't think we're going to do this. You can see this area here. There's a door right here. So, once again, this thing of people getting enough air. And over here, we have people who are secluded. So that would probably be the emergency room right here. And this is a different style completely from us. And I think I don't want to add this style. I know I have some things mixed, but I don't think I want that. Dark dust I'm not going to like. Does Old English have a separate hospital? No, it does not. Other? Yeah, no, it doesn't. It has a separate residence piece, which we're not. We don't have one of those houses made yet. This house right here. We are using the dormitory for the university, the dormitory buildings, and I just remembered that one of those buildings is not a level 5 yet. Yeah. So we have to get those buildings up. And so we only have the one type of hospital, which is included in the Mystic site. And let's come to the cathedral, and the hospital is in the Mystic site. I don't see anything else in this area. And so that's why we're looking at some others. And we know that we looked at WarMinecraft and it's not bad. And we know that Caledonia is huge, has a huge hospital. And Fortress, they're all big hospitals. Desert Oasis is going to be different from the style that we want. And so is Nordic. The Shire Hospital. Interesting. I don't remember what it looks like right now. Oh, the completely underground one. Yes, so we have this hospital. We have this hospital on Emney Island. That's right. Emney Island in 19, we did this hospital, beautiful hospital, with this front waiting area and this sort of like, we made this into a little, I forgot the name. There's a name for glass seating areas. And we made this, because they had this glassed in, this part right here, we made it into a little seating area for them to get sun. And then all of the rooms were down here, were private rooms, down underground. And I really liked this. I don't want to build this here. Unless I'm going to put it in a mountain. But you can't really. See that right there? See that window and that chimney? So it would, if it was in a hill, ooh, we could put it, wow, that would be interesting. We could put it right here. Wow. We could actually put a second hospital right here. Let's bring this hospital down, level 5. Let's bring it over and bring it down. Now we're putting in a big hospital in the farm country here if we do this. I don't know that we can still. This front, let's find the front. Right here, this part would be in the rail hall. We'd have this part in the rail hall. And I'd have to fix this front piece, because even though it has this whole thing in front, we wouldn't have this. We would have to cut that off and just have the whole thing be underground. I don't. Gosh, that is tempting, just because it would fit right in this space right here. Right here. Without doing a lot of stuff. Let's X for a second. Let's X. And let's come here. And let's do the hospital. And there it is at level. So what we're talking about doing is setting it right here. And that's what it would look like if it was set in here. Now the problem is that it would dig out the parts of the hill there. Let's bring it down so that we can have the door at the right location. This is where the door would be, and you could see that it would disrupt the rail for a while this got made, because at level 5 the rail would go away, this part, and all of this dirt part here would go away. I actually like the hospital being here. I like this location. Yes, I know they're going to dig up this entire hill. You can see though that John Ryer, who did Shire, he has made it that it's not going to dig up the whole hill, so we could just put back the dirt that's removed in this area once this is built. So is Cash going to build this, or is Violetta going to build this? If Violetta's going to start working on this hospital, we would need Cash to finish the chicken farm, I think. Violetta's right here. This is the builder right here. So she has, she's really thrilled, actually. The outpost was supposed to be her, what she was doing, and that didn't come to fruition, and I think she thought that she was going to end up doing research or teaching, and she is really, really glad that is not what happened for her. Let's get a shovel so we can go through this dirt. We're in the Taiga's, no, this is the Coconino Meadow, and there's the door right there. So we need to go through here to get to the hospital piece, which is behind, he's right here. That would be funny if Pedro decided he wanted to come back here and do this hospital and leave Tatiana, the hospital in town, or the opposite way. But Tatiana decided to come back here. Now Tatiana is living with Tobias right now. I didn't get back here yet. There we go. That's what I need. Okay. Is living with Tobias. Whether she's going to want to move is a good question. Here we go. Assign a builder. And there we have it. So we always think, so remember when I started this that I said I wasn't going to use any cavern, any cliff, anything that went into the hills, and yet because of the railroad being on the outskirts of town here, being set up specifically to run just next to this mountain, you can see the rail tunnels in this area here coming out. It was supposed to be coming out, this was one of the first things that we built, to this bridge to go over to the first outpost site that we thought we were going to have. And then when that site was delayed by a building, we were waiting for the designer of the building to update the building, which hasn't happened yet. So we thought we were going to put another outpost until we found out we couldn't, but we thought we were going to put another outpost out towards this direction where there's a swamp. But you can only have one outpost. And we found that out after we built an entire rail that goes out to the swamplands. So at some point we will have a second town. When I'm satisfied with Jalapari, we'll move and we'll make another town out in the outskirts. Now we're using the cavern style sugar farm because we were testing sugar farms, and I didn't want to build one in an area we didn't have any land left. You notice we don't have a lot of land in the city left. So let's come in here. I should have a light. I do. I'm going to come here and we're going to do build options. The builder is going to be Violetta, build the building. I'm going to go up to the chicken farm, which I can reach from here. See the chicken farm's at the top of this hill right here. And let's go in and let's cancel her working on it. Good morning. Samir, cancel her working on it. And we're going to have Cash finish this building right here. So the build options, the builder is going to be Cash, upgrade the building. So he's going to work on this. And let's come down. I'm going to get couriers to come to Violetta's and do a pickup so that the things that she collected to build the chicken farm will go back to the warehouse. So let's come here and let's request a pickup. And that way, let's see, request pickup, and let's see, did I get a pickup? I did. A courier will be along shortly. That way, oh, the sun's setting. Ooh. All the materials that she gathered to work on the chicken farm will go back to the warehouse and be delivered to Cash. And she will start collecting the materials that she needs for this. And I believe when she started working on the chicken house, who is this? Remember, we're looking for Gordon. This is an Atlee, and I don't think we have any Atlee kids. Let's see if she has diamond tools. And she does. So she is ready to work on these fields. Does she need a diamond farm tool? Should last her long enough that she shouldn't need more than one at a time, you would think, right? Should I get her another? No, she has a brand new one. So I think she has enough. She'll be fine for getting rid of the flowers and all in the area where this is going to be built. And speaking of flowers, because we know that they don't, I know I should have a light on. I think I have a light in my hand. Hold on. Yeah, I do. I don't see anything that we need. I don't see like a bunch of poppies or dandelions. I do see sunflowers. Coco Nino valleys have sunflowers in them, but they're on the hill, and I think they're spared from the build. We can put on the glasses for a second and see if that's true. Yes, it is. So you can see the sunflowers there. This still allows the horses to come into this area and not be affected by the buildings. We can cover that part of the building that's going to be uncovered with green and maybe even put another farm field on top of it. That would be curious. That would be curious indeed. Yeah, so let's take off the glasses now and we'll put them back here. And let's go to, I would like to go to this guard tower where I do have a bed here. I'm sharing this guard tower with one of the druids, the peace druids, and his bed is here and mine is right here. I'm going to point out that I am using two different types of candles. This candle belongs to either Adorn or Dawn of Time. Let me see whose candle it is. It just says candlestick. So I don't know whose it is. But that is not a Macaw's candle. Macaw's candles, the iron candle holder, it's not telling me. Will it tell me here? Nope, it's not telling me here, which is interesting. It tells me that these are Macaw's. And this one right, oh, it's Dawn of Time. Okay, so we're using Dawn of Time's candles in bedrooms because they are softer. They actually have a softer light. They do have to be lit with a flint and steel, but they have a softer light, and so I like them for here We do have a curtain here to close off this area at night, or if it's raining, and or when it's cold. That's a heavy curtain to close off this area. This is the Druid station here, and they can see the climate-controlled greenhouse from Trade Post. They can see the top of the farmhouses on the other side of the greenhouses, and they can see the housing, the farm housing in this area, and the tower of the mechanic and the witch's house on the hill, all from this perch here. But we're going to come back down and let's look and see what it says. So it says that Violetta has started working on the hospital, and it does not say that Cash is working yet on the chicken farm, which means that Cash is working on something else. Let's go see what Cash is working on. Cash is working on McKenna's old project. We're going to change that and have McKenna go back to working on Dixie's masonry. And we're walking through town here, and right over here in the industrial area, right here, we have a second masonry going up in the rail corridor. And this is Dixie's masonry right here. And let's cancel the upgrade, and then let's do build options, and let's have McKenna upgrade the building, take over the upgrade. Let's go to Cash, and we're going to get Cash to get a pickup from the couriers, and so that the things that he was using for upgrading the masonry will go back to the warehouse, and Cash can start working on the chicken farm. So let's come here, let's come up here, let's come in, and we can see that I'm going to not have him work on the Fletcher just yet. The Fletcher house was a level 3, and we can have him work on it after the chicken farm is finished, or we can have Maisie work on it if she doesn't have anything to do. But Maisie is going to end up working on the school. She's finishing the school. When she gets done finishing the school, I think she has the second dormitory building to finish. Let's come over here and look. We're walking through the Cathedral University area, and we're coming down to here, and let's look at these two buildings and see if they're both level 5. They are not. So we can have Maisie work on this when she's done. We're making these dorms sort of like including them in the university, and we want to have them done first, and then we'll do the housing in the university area. Let's have Maisie work on this, upgrade the building. So when she gets done with the school, she is going to the primary school, the children's school, which is right around the corner here. Then she is going to finish working on the dormitories. We pulled her off to work on some other buildings that were important at the time, and since we don't have any children, we have Planned Parenthood. We don't have children at this particular moment in time. We're coming here, and I wonder what she's waiting for. She might be waiting for books, or is she waiting for a special color roofing? So this, my story is, it's a little weird because the cathedral actually went in before we decided to have this little school here. However, the story is that this was here first. This was the original church building first, and then they turned it into a school when they built the cathedral, so that the school would be within the area of the university and special housing here for raising children during the time for the children and their families. So couples who raise children move to these houses right here, and they live here until the kids grow up or are in their second year of university. And when they go to their second year, then the parents return to work. And why do we have them stay with the kids for so long? Because some kids grow up really fast, and we want them to have some parental guidance for a while. And so that allows for, if we have orphans or if we have some really fast growing kids, to be able to stay with their parents for the time. Ooh, who is this? Masochi. I have not seen Masochi. Masochi's getting ready to leave. Shoot, can we get them right quick? Or did we just miss? They went back to hide back here. Masochi. Wow, skin in the game. I came here. I used to own a small village myself. Let me tell you something. I'd rather not have another colony fall under my watch. This is Masochi. Masochi is one of the patrons of Minecolonies team on Patreon, and this is one of the perks. Skin in the game, where your avatar gets to be a visitor in everyone's game, and I just love that. That's Masochi, and I'm not up there yet where I have that privilege. I would love to have that privilege, but I'm not there yet. I hope to be one of these days, in be able to fund, especially because it's Minecolonies and I love it so much, fund them to the degree that I would be eligible for skin in the game. I'm looking forward to that day. And so we have Maisie working on the school. Let's go see what's holding her up. Was she the one who needed the red brick and that or the red brick extra pieces? Hi, Maisie. Let's see right here. And let's look. No, she just needs everything. Why are you not getting these pieces? What are you waiting for?
Great to see you.
Orange stained glass. Do you know that Liberty, I think Santino has not dyed any glass orange. Let's go to Santino first. Look at this. Look how long it takes. Look at the day. The day is over. The day is over. I'm really hoping the air doesn't come on. It's gotten, they have warm nights in Missouri, the state of Missouri in the United States. They have very warm nights. And hopefully the air conditioner will not come on until I'm done. And let's come here. There you are. I see you now. Okay, so that is our little lost lamb. But we want to come here and get Santino to dye glass orange. So let's come here, teach recipe. So he has some colors of glass, but he doesn't have orange done yet. So let's get orange glass, teach recipe, glass. And let's get orange stained glass here. Teach that. Red and yellow. I think he does red stained glass, but I'm going to teach it again and teach the yellow right now as part of doing the orange. We know he knows how to make those colors, but we can check and see if he's having any problem making orange. Let's come here and look. Orange dye. There it is right there. And we're getting, nope, I don't see where he's making the dye. There it is. So it's yellow and red. We're getting red from roses. We're getting yellow from sunflowers, so we're good to go. And he's not asking for anything, I don't think. It's nighttime now. This is the dye shop. I like the dye shop being very open air because dyes can be very strong. And this is Old English, connected to the Fletcher, this shop right here, and this is the Fletchery. And there's that little lost sheep. So let me get the lead that I have right here. Let's come out here and get this little one back to the farm. So we're gonna walk through here. Come on, you. Come on. Let's come around. There we go. And we're gonna walk this little lost lamb back to the animal farm. There we go. And this is the animal farm here. We'll walk her through the main gate and close that behind me, and then walk her to the fields right here. And she's coming in, and close that door and take this off, and so now she's back home. Good. And she's happy to be back, actually. Plenty of food and water and all the things that she needs. I mean, out there's grass. She can smell the fields that have the sweet durum wheat and things that they would love to eat, but in the field, like the wheat and all, but we don't want them eating from the fields, so she's better off here where she will get some of those sweet wheats from time to time as a treat. We're going to put up a lantern for a minute so we can see. We're going to walk our way back into this area, into the farm country, past the antique dining hall. This is antique style. This is our 4th dining hall right here. The door is open. Let's close that door. It's nighttime. And let's walk back to this roadway, which comes back behind the sugar farm. And we have some houses here where farmers live. And that is our next project. Where are those ranchers going to live? We have a new ranch going in, which includes the Trade Post dairy farmer. So that's, if we have 4 new people there, 2 ranchers and 2 dairy farmers, we're actually going to need at least 1 more house. So she probably has started from the top. She has. Look at this. So see, this part of the rail tunnel is missing. So she started from the top. There is a tree here. I forgot about the tree. And she's going to take it down. It's a baby tree. I think we will plant another tree for that, although we could say that she used that tree for the making of this building. And since it's a small tree, I'm okay with that. I like replacing the trees. So when this building is finished, we'll have another tree to go there. We'll put another tree for the hospital. This valley that we're in did not have trees, and where it did have trees, we have put them back. And where it didn't have trees, we've actually added a couple maples from the maple taiga in an area. They were really pretty and we liked them. In some other areas of town, we've added some trees, and trees were a part of the build of Old English for other sections of town. And so we've really tried to keep up with the trees that we have in the way that we should on this planet Earth. I'm doing that in Minecraft. It's something to keep in mind, and I like keeping it in mind. And since I'm making towns that I would like to live in, this is how I prefer the towns to be. So we have, this is an antique actually. This is an antique style courier building, and this is where Gregory is. Gregory is first, he is counselor courier. So our logistics people are couriers, and he runs the import-export, and he turned over the running of the warehouse to Jalapari, and Jalapari is running the warehouse. He lives in the warehouse dorm, and so he is running that. When she is done with the school, did we set her up to start working on this? We did indeed. Good. And so that takes care of all of our builders have projects right now. What is, so Josiah might still be waiting for brick extra pieces. Didn't we in fact get Dixie to work on? I caught a view of myself on the camera, and and that's why I keep looking over there. It's like, okay. Didn't we in fact get Dixie to do those that particular brick? Let's go to her. Oh, but we were thinking that she wasn't going to do it, and we might need Marcos to work on it. Marcos is one of the 3 carpenters that we have. We have Marcos, who does industrial carpeting. He does carpentry for the builders. And let's look at teach. Nope. Let's go back. Let's look at cutter and teach. And there's the light blue brick extra, which is oak planks. Let's select that and teach it. Let's see if it went away. Yes. So Marcos is supposed to be working on that. And that is good. And so the sun is about to come up again. Everyone was asleep. It says all citizens are tucked in. Cash started working on the chicken farmer. McKenna started working on the back on the stonemason building. McKenna was actually working on it, but we wanted her to finish the library, and Cash didn't have anything to do. So now Cash can work on the chicken farm. Now when it comes time to build walkways here, I might have them do it. I haven't had builders build walkways. I don't usually have it until they get up to level 5, and we don't have as many buildings for them to work on. And I don't want to start the housing really yet. Although I could just go ahead and have him start working on the housing. I could. I think maybe I will. And I'll put in the roads. I always put in the roads. There was a time when I put in the houses so that I could decorate the insides of the houses while they were building industrial buildings. But I don't do that anymore because of the food system, that a level 5 house needs level 5 food. So we're no longer able to put in level 5 housing early on. We have to wait for all that to be done. So we have this house right here, and we have fields in this area. I don't think we have any place here unless we do what we did at the Coconino River and stick the house in the mountain here. Stick the house underground. So see, we have a couple of undergrounds. This is not underground. This is actually OG. I believe this is OG. Let's see what it says. Yes, it is an original Minecolonies style. Ooh, something's done. Josiah, yay, Josiah. Excellent. Let's go down to the new farm and let's see it for a second. Let's come through here. Let's close this door really quickly. Close these doors. And let's come down here and let's look at the new farm area here. Close this door. Uh-oh, one of the sheep's out. Push, push, good. You got in there? Excellent. You stay in. So that's how they got in. Oh, how nice. That's how they got in here. They can't get out, but that's how they got in. Yeah, I know you're sorry about that. This is a level 3 or 4. Hi, Josiah. That's Josiah who just...
What is it?
I'm just saying hi. And you should get something to eat. It's like I'm still working. I'm still looking at my build here. Okay, fine. And let's come back. He's still working on it, making sure everything's in order. This is a level 4. Dun, 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 dun. The level 5, a brown banner. I know that no one's made one of those yet. And let's look here. And let's see, a crimson pressure plate. So we'll have to check for both of those pieces. But other than that, everything else is pretty normal. And so let's have Josiah upgrade the building. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm here. Let's come out of here. Let's go over to here. And let's come up in these hills for a second. So we have this hill right here. We could do a Shire home in that hill so that we don't take down any trees. We could put a home right here. But I'm not entirely sure that we don't need some more farm, that we don't need another field. And this is big enough for at least a small field. Right there where there aren't any trees. See, in this area here, there are less trees than there are in the thicker parts of this forest. And this forest is just forest on this side, just outside of the taiga, the maple taiga area. And I believe that this is Coco Niños right here. Let's see. It's saying it's forest. And this is just plain flat out taiga right here. So we're kind of in cold country. We're on the edge of cold country. So it would be like it being in Montana with Canada on the other side. And in the United States. That's my reference for that. So we could put a house on the hill, but I would kind of want to leave this in case we need to do a farm. If we had a house in this area, we could do a farm. Now the Littletons are small. This is a Littleton house right here. And if we had one on the top of the hill, that would be interesting. These are big, these houses right here. And this is WarMinecraft. And I love these houses, but they're big. And then this is Old English. No, this is medieval. This is a medieval farmhouse here, only going up to a level 3, and so that we have 3 beds in the house. And this is one of my favorite farmhouses right here. And also this medieval house at level 2 is one of my favorite houses. So the level 3 of this one and the level 2 of this house are some of the houses that I love as residences. And right here, now there are some shires that I like. We would have to fill in the part that's taken away by the Shire proper. This is Shire Additions. We did do the log house, the new longhouse in Shire in the Coco Nino riverfront area. And let's look at infrastructure. There's a hill house residence, and that's this one right here. And you can see how it digs down into the ground, so we would probably have to do something. It also has that chimney. Let's come here. So that's a hill house. And I like this house. This is a good house. Level 5. The inside looks like this. This is the parents' room. And then off here, we do have the kids sleeping. And I like the arrangement of this house. And so, yeah, this would be a fun house to put there. However, this house is too tall to put in this location, I think. Let's bring it down. Let's see what it would look like. Let's turn it around. So this would be the front. And we're talking about sitting it, I would want to sit it down on this level if we put it here. Sit it down to here. I'm sorry, Josiah. No, I'm not interrupting. He's like, wait, are you putting in another house? Yes, I am. Let's bring it over to here. And bring it down. Let me see right here. I want to bring it down here so I can see where the door is going to be. All right. So if we did this and had this here, they would have the wall right in front of their door. And see how tall it is? So it's almost too tall for this area. That's for me to take a drink. Hold on for a second. I don't have to do the tall house here. There's the long house. Let's raise this up. There are two different styles of houses in Shire Additions. And if we go back to here, this residence, let's go back, and the Long Burrow residence, it didn't change. Oh, that is the Long Burrow? Hold on. That is not. Switch. Let's go to Shire and let's make that go. Actually, let's do this. Cancel. Let's X. And then let's touch the ground again. Shire Additions. It wasn't changing to this house. Residence. And this is the Long Burrow right here. So you can see it's different. And can I find the front? So there's the front. And it's flatter, kind of. So it's going to get rid of all of this right here. And we can cover that up, I guess, if we have to. It's only coming up to there, so we can fill in this land on top. And it would be long, it would be good. And I like this house. The parents' bedroom is on this side, and the kids are over on, oh, it's the one with the double. I forgot. It has the double, and then it has a baby room back behind the parents, right there. And I know that this will probably fit into this area. So I just need to turn it around and see if I want to use this one or if I want to use one of the Shire proper houses, because this one's kind of long and the Shire ones are narrower, I think. So it would sit in the ground like this. Let me bring this forward and see if the door is at the right level. It is. There's the door at the proper level. And we could have it come back See how much of a front yard it has? So we could have it come all the way back to here and be in this, oops, sorry, be in the land right here. And you can see it filling in this area right here. It's too close to the farmhouse. I see that overlap. 4, so it would have to be here. Is it overlapping anything else now? So it's not overlapping the farm anymore. It's not close enough to trade post, to the pet shop right here, and it is within the border. It is within the border. Something I have to check in this area. Now this farm has pushed the border back. Remember, we almost couldn't put this farm in because that's why it's not all the way back against that wall, which was interesting. But now the building of this farm has put that back. So this is my choice. I could put this one in right here, or let's go to full Shire. This is Shire Editions, so let's switch to Shire proper. Right here, and look at its houses for a moment. Fundamentals, housing, and there are 2. And there's one of them. Let's raise it up. This house, level 5. Let's turn it around. Okay, so see how this house has windows in this section, so we're not going to use that. Let's go back to here, look at this house, and let's see the level 5 of this house, and see if it has windows on the back. I don't think it does. Yay, okay. So this house only has windows on the front, and it has a really nice front window here. This is one of the bedrooms here, and then the other bedroom is over here, and this is one of the double bedroom ones, 2 double beds in both. And then is this the one that has the second bedroom down here? Yes, it is. We could put this house in. I kind of like putting this house in. Now notice that this house's chimney, this is coming up one above, probably because the chimney's there. One higher than it needs to, but I think it'll still fit in this area. Okay, and I'm going to add it right here. You definitely need at least one other house. And that's the thing, we might need 2 houses back here. Let's start with this one. And there's the yard part that separates it from this. And if we make this wall right here part of their wall, that would be nice. We could have a gate here for them to get into the house right here, and this wall would come to this section right here. This is going to be good when the time comes to build this. See, it fills in this area, so we're not going to lose, we're only going to lose 1 tree here. It's not back far enough. Or over this way enough. Let's move it this way. Now it's going to move some trees. If we put it here. Yeah, that's as far over as it can be. And it's still not interfering with the pet shop, which is good. And there is a hill in this part right here. And I still like the idea of it being the fence at this section right here. I like the idea of there being a fence there for them And I think this is where we're going to put it. So, since we're going to put it here, I have to dig out the hut block. So this is where the entrance would be. So yeah, I see this tree. I can still have this tree once this place is built. That tree comes up far enough that I think it'll still be there. I hope so. And if not, we'll look at it when I get done and see if the tree is going to disappear if I put this in. Because if it is, then we'll have to do something different with the tree. We'll have to provide for the tree to be there. See that? Is that coming up far enough? I think it is. Ooh, look at the tree on this hill. Okay, it's hard for you to see. Let me come down. The butcher shop right here. This butcher shop. Let's go inside. We don't have the villagers yet. I keep thinking that Mr. Villager is going to come and we would surprise him with that. But we don't have it yet. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Let me look at that and see if it's showing him working. So Josiah is now working on the level 5. So he'll be able to work on this new house that we're putting in as soon as he gets done with that. And when we put this house in, let's assign a builder. Before I assign a builder, see that border piece right there? This is our new border. We need the border for the farm to come to here. And I want it to come this far so that when the time comes, I don't have any animals here right now, which is good. Ah, I see you. I see you. And so we need to have it come all the way over to here where this cow just moved. Come on, come back. Right to here. And out to, and have it be here. All right. So there's a pig in the water right here. Can they go to the other side? They cannot. Let's have this water piece right here not be this wide. Let's put this in so that no one gets stuck under that fence. And there we have it. So now we will come here and do assign a builder. And so when the time comes, he'll work on this. So see how this is going down in this area? When it's a level 5, we'll bring it up and make it even with these areas here. And that'll take care of that. I hear either Rude Wolf or Floof in the neighborhood. I could maybe put another house. I hate to put one on this hill because we do have farms. I don't think I can put it in the hill. The hill's not big enough there to put the house in it. But I could maybe do that, and then we'd have above the house. We could go ahead and flatten it out and put farms on top. So we have a hill right here. See where this house, this farm is? So this is at level 68. Yeah, I have to get that close now. I need some vitamin A. And down here, this is at 64, so that's a big difference. So that's enough that would get us an underground house in this section right here. Are you able to walk out? Did you just see that? Hold on. Take this off of here and bring this back here. That's how that cow got into the field in the first place, and so they just walked themselves out of it. And the sheep is in the back part of the field here. And the cow that just got out, I've got a lead on me. So we're going to bring this cow back. Come on, you. Come on. And I don't think there's any way that I can walk this cow back into this field except to come to where the cow got out of, right here. Nope, I don't see how you did that. The way you did that is completely gone now, isn't it? Let me put this here for now until he's done. And let's bring the cow over around on this side. Come on. Let's come up the hill here. Am I going to be able to get up through these trees? No. No. So we'll bring the cow this way. Come on, you. I can't get through any of this. You've got yourself in quite a pickle here. Come on up. I can get her through here. There we go. And we'll put her in to the main farm field right here. There's a courier coming and making a delivery. Let's come through here. Colt is looking. Colt is actually the rancher, and he's looking. And there's Phoenix, who is our dairy farmer. But we're going to bring the cow all the way up to this area here. Close this, close that, and let the cow go. There you are. And so it will be milked, and it will, or harvested, one or the other. But it is returned to the farm that it belongs to. Look at this coming in. I love it. This is so nice back here. I really like that we added this to the far end of this field. Let's get you. I see them. That's either Floof or Rude Wolf who's going after this one. That's one of our people. See, it's Floof. Floof is saying that this lamb has escaped. I see you. Yep, and I'm going to bring them down this way, Floof. You can come down here. Woof. And we'll walk them this way. There we go. And walk them through this field. How's our time? We're only at 2 hours, people. That's pretty neat. We're going to go the full 3 hours today. Let's bring the lamb through here. And Floof is either trying to come in or come out. But we just let Floof in. And no, that's Rude Wolf. Okay, checking on the checking and making sure that everyone's in. But thank you, Floof. Thank you for finding. And a person would say, well, can't you do something about these to make it so that they can't get out? And it's like, yeah, eventually I can. But right now, there are some things that I can't do. So we bring the pig back through here. And that's probably the reason we have the wolves in the first place. So that if the animals escape, they protect them until they're brought back. And sometimes they're able to get them to come back. To get them to come back on their own, which is good. Now, so we were talking about a house right in this area here. So another house that's in this area. We have a walkway that goes out to fields here. We don't have anything here except the ranch that's going in right here. We could have it so that there is a way out of this back area here and have a house be right here. We could have a house right there, right in this forest area right here, although I would prefer it. So there's one house here. I would almost prefer it not to take down these trees. Do we want to replant some of this woods here and put another house right here? There is a farmhouse. I don't want the old English farmhouse. Let's look here for a second. Let's take these pieces and put them away. Let's come here. Let's take this. And into Old English, let's look for a second at the husbandry. So we have an animal complex and a farm complex, and the sugar farm, the plantation, that Minecolonies calls the plantation, and then we have a fishing complex. So we don't have anything else for animals except the embedded animal farms, the rabbit hutch and the chicken farm. And that's the chicken farm that we did, okay, from Old English. So that chicken farm, the first chicken farm that Alea has, is an Old English chicken farm. Did I get something to drink when that light went off? I'm going to get something now. Here. Okay, so let's come to here and know that there isn't anything we can do with Old English as far as housing is concerned. The Old English house, there is one Old English residence that is not attached in fundamentals. This residence right here. But this is a big house on this residence, and at level 5, it's really more a townhouse than it is. See how big it is? And then the upstairs here goes up to sort of almost a dormitory kind of thing here. Even though it is a house, it still has a dormitory type style to it. What an interesting lamp. That is a curious lamp. I like that. Okay, so this is too big. So in this area, we can either put in the farmhouse, which what I'm calling the farmhouse is the WarMinecraft house. So WarMinecraft Ramblin' Man has this residence. He only has one. Oh, he has two. Let's look at the level 5. I haven't used this house. There's a reason. Oh, I know why. Because it has houses in the living room. That's why I haven't used it. Now, I can kind of understand this because the big fireplace is there. Heat rises, so the others are living up here. But I don't like the arrangement, and so I like it better with the farmhouse, which is this house here. And we do have these houses in the other sections. That's what the level 5 would look like, and we've only been bringing them up to level 4. I mean, we could put it in this area. And it would sit here like this. But it's going to clear away this whole section here. It would clear this all the way down to the ground in order to put that in. And then they'd have all these hills all around them, so I don't like it. we're going to have to do a Shire. You see how far up that's coming for the house? So we do want, now this is where we could put that other Shire house, in this field, and have hill houses, the hill people have the hill houses here. Shire. Let's come here and let's go to the original, or I should say Shire proper, fundamentals and the residences, and we have two different houses. One of them does not, I think it's the alt house that does not have any windows on the other side. Or in this location, we could put in the house that does have windows. This one. Is it raining? Yes, it is. Let's see how this house would sit here. Oh, it's more than raining. Whoa! Well, let's quickly go to the little butcher that's sitting right here, and let's go to bed. Since there is a thunderstorm, it is nighttime. Wow, it's a serious thunderstorm. Oh my gosh. All right, so did everyone get to bed last night? It looks like they did. Yes, it looks like they did. Good. All right, we're going to come back here and continue working on putting in a farmhouse, 2 farmhouses for the ranchers who are going to be working in this ranch right here. So this house, the closest this house can get is to about right here. If we wanted it, we might want it to be off. Actually, we don't. See the yard for this house? So we can bring it all the way up to the blue line. Wait, I'm beyond the blue line. To the blue line of the ranch. And bring it down in this section right here. Let's see what happens if we try and put this house here. So this is where it would be. Sitting here like this. It needs 1 more down. 2 more down, actually, in order to get that to be in that section. So there is a hill here. It's not quite this big. It would take out the back of this hill, and so we can't use the big house. We actually can't use the big house because it has a back window. Oh no, this isn't it. Oh yay! We can use this house. Yay! This is this house. So we'll have this house here with this, and then downstairs. I think this is the one. Nope, this doesn't have it downstairs. Level 5. Is it this house and the level 5? There's something in the way, a tree. Oh, it's the house that has this, but it does have it downstairs. Yeah, see, it has this whole area downstairs. This is the house that has the window in the back. So this is the one we can't use. So the alt house is the one that we want. Level 5. And this does not have windows in the back. And this is the one that we want to put here. And let's come down to this level and bring this down right to there. And let's raise this up for a second. I don't want it to be that far back. So when this farm is done, we can bring this house, I think I'd like to bring it up at least here and have the ranch come this See that fence right there is going to be the new fence for this part of the ranch right here. And that will allow us to have the other rancher be connected to this house area here. I like the idea of that. Now we do have a permanent fence here right now, so we can make this wall here. We can cut through this wall for a second right here so that they can get to this hill. So it's going to put a hill right here. There are hills in this area. These trees, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, gosh, 7 trees. We should plant maybe 8. See that? 7 trees for this house. Jeez. Now we can say that the trees aren't wasted, that they're going to be used to build the house. 7 trees here for the house. Okay. We have to replant somewhere. We may be able to plant some on top once this is done, but nah, not really, because trees have big roots. So we will plant them beyond the house, and the house would be right here. So we have a house there and a house here. I definitely want to do that. All right. There's the thing for us to drink something, but I was thirsty ahead of time. All right. Let's push through. We're trying to find the hut block. 3, 4. And we can see that one of the trees is right there. This is what we need, just this right here. So we'll take this away, and Josiah is going to build both of these houses when he gets done with the farm. And let's look for a second. And let's do the assign a builder. Assign a builder here, since we've done all the work. And there we go. And he'll take the trees out. Is he going to get the wood? There was some question about whether they did get the wood or not. Let's have Josiah build the building. The building, we'll have him work on this when he is done. We're going to have Cash come in and Violetta come in and help build the housing up to level 5 in this area, because Josiah is going to be working on these houses and this building here for a while. And so we can have Cash do any level 5 work that we need in the other area there. I hear you, Pipkin. There you are. Pipkin's in the air too. Pipkin actually likes when I swim through the air. So how is he going to get to this house? Let's take one of these and let's put it right here. And that will allow him to get back to this area to work on this house. So he has 2 houses that he's going to start working on after he does the level 5 of this farm. Is there some place for these farmers to live until such time? So he has to get the farms done pretty quickly in order for people to be able to work in this area. Now we have some farmers set up for the dairy. For when we're ready to do the dairy, we do have farmers set up from our kids for when when there's some housing back here and we can get them working. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't that cool looking? It's it's getting built, and we see some harvesting going on in the fields below. Let's check on the hospital for a second. The new hospital that's going in for the farm country. Now the people in this area are close enough to the Mystic site. See that big building there sitting up, that cross on top? That's the Mystic site. So people in this area can go to the hospital there. This area right here where the mechanic, the warehouses, all this is, we'll have this hospital be here for them. And you can see this, she's working on this part right now. And hopefully she hasn't fallen in someplace. Because look at this. We've got some hidden areas back here, don't we? We do indeed. But I think she's fine. There she is, as a matter of fact. So let's come through here for a second. And there she is right there. Now, is she gonna pick up this? I don't think she is. Let me get a light. The light here for a second. Let me get this before she comes back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11 pieces of coal. Let's pick this up and let's come back out. 11 pieces of coal, just in case she wasn't going to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we'll put this here to go to the warehouse, to go to a stash box in the marketplace, and the couriers will take it to a warehouse. So there we have it. So far she's not interfering with the rail yet, but she will when this begins to be level 2, I think, or 3. Maybe the level 1 will interfere. And we'll have to put, let me put on the glasses for a second and do this right now, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to forget. Here we go. So see how far this comes? So we're going to need markers that this is the end of the line temporarily until this is finished. So do I have any on me? I might have the polished deep slate wall, I do, but I don't have a red stone marker. Let's do red. Let's come here and let's go up to here, and let's just get one of these. So from here, right here, let's put down marker here. This is the end of the road, end of the rail. And on this side, right here, this is the beginning of the road going out to the north, actually to the east. This is heading directly east. Right here, and this is heading directly west, right there. So we'll let her take up the track. Track in this area I partially put in, so we'll let her take it up. Let's come here and let's go back. Let's put this back here and put this red here. Look at all these things I have on me. Let's get this stuff to go away. Let's walk in the middle of the night. Let's walk to, where's the moon? Ooh, it's a new moon, and it just came up. See where it is? This is the east that we're facing, and we've got a new moon, so it's very dark tonight. So we definitely need to be holding. We have a visitor, and this is a Fuentes. Chandler. He's almost ready to leave. When they don't have any food left, they're ready to leave. And if you want them to stay longer, you can feed them, and that will keep them in your town longer. Like if they have these great stats and you want to hold on but you don't have everything that they're asking for right away. You can, in fact, feed them, the visitors, and they will stay longer. That's Minecolonies mod. I hadn't noticed that house sitting there like so perfectly down this walkway here, that one of the marketplace houses sits there, but we want to have yeah, I still have that dream that I'm going to put a Caledonian apartment building at the end of that block. I do. I have that dream that I'm going to do that. All the buildings are level 5 except the houses right here. These two houses. And I haven't decided. Are they going to go up to level 5? I'm reading my eyes. I think they're only going to be level 4s. Remember we were talking about that we weren't going to bring up that we liked this color? But because the Caledonia has a blue roof, we could have blue roofs on top, roof on top of these two. I'll show you what I'm talking about for a second. Let's come out here. There's the border. And just for a minute, there's nothing in this area. Let's go to Caledonia, C-A-L-E. So the Caledonia apartment building, which is the only house in Caledonia. This one right here, level 5. At level 5, oh, it kind of has a grayish roof. Then we could keep those at level 4s. I would rather do that. WarMinecraft's roofs at level 5 are the bright blue of WarMinecraft. A lot of WarMinecraft's buildings have the blue roofs on them. Let's get residents, and this is the house that we're using. And at level 5, it looks like this. If I don't have the level 5 built, they don't get this attic area. We don't need it in these marketplace houses, and so I think I'm not going to have it here. I prefer this roof on them, the grass roots, the wheat roofs on top, the wheat extra on top, and I think so. These houses are technically done right here. Ooh, so we could put the Caledonia in. Now I have to put it in. It destroys the corners of this building, and these two buildings to put it here. And we've talked about it for practically 2 months now about putting it in when these get to level 5. So all the buildings are at the place that they're going to be at for good. The Mason house absolutely is a level 5 because it was the only way to get these to go up to level 5 was to make the Mason house itself go up to a level 5. So we're ready. Ooh. We're ready to do that dastardly thing of putting in the Caledonia apartment building there. And that is a project for Twitch. I think I'm going to end up doing that on Twitch. And if you have a Twitch account, you'll be able to watch. I'll try and maybe start that. Oh, I'm wearing the glasses so I can see what's being worked on. So we can see that Cash is working on this building. We can see that this is where the hospital is going to be, and that Violetta is working on it. We can come over here, and we should be able to see that Josiah is working on the farm right here. Sure enough, he came right on. So he's working on the farm, and we were setting this house right here. Did we actually set it for him to build? We didn't have him build this one first? Interesting. Having him build this one first. Okay. And did I build it? Did I bring it out enough that I can find the hut block? Yes, I did. Okay. And so that is all done. And so he's going to work on that house first, and then he'll put in this house right here. There's a house right here. And we can have him put in the level 1 of this house. Now 3 is the most. I really don't like. I like them only having 2 projects at a time, but we'll give him this 3rd just so that we know that he'll at least put in the level 1s of these houses. That means we can have a rancher and a dairy farmer live here right away, and then we can add another rancher and dairy farmer when we put in the other this steampunk ranch and dairy farm. We're going to add an insert farm to this farm building right here, and that will give us that. Wow, look how quickly the moon's now in the west, the new moon. And then let's see what it says that let's see if it says Maisie is still working on this building over here. No, she's working on this. I think this might be done. Nope, it's not done. Wow. Okay, that definitely is not done yet. Goodness sakes. I think that's changed. Has it been that long? I don't think I've done this medieval since maybe like 16 or 18 or 19, something like that. Wow. That's intense. Yeah, it's going to take her a while to get these parts done. No wonder. And look at how much prismarine is in this top tower. That is actual prismarine block and stair, making that a very pricey building. And so it is taking some time for her to work on that. This is sitting in an area that she shouldn't do anything about, but if she does, if it turns out that she wants to close that off, she's going to close off this little step we have right here. We did have a step so they could get out to the playground, which is right back here. And you see a portion of the playground is within this build part. So we'll see if that part survives the final build of the school going into this church. Wow. And so that's what she is working on that, and then she's going to work on that. And what's Wade doing? Wade's working on this. And he is not done yet. He's almost done. I think he's waiting for some stone to put into this part of the building. You see there's stone right here like this. So he's waiting for stone to go on this side, and probably books also to go on that side. It's morning and people are awake. That's what Wade's working on. When Wade's done working on this, what's he going to work on? We could start Wade working on housing. We could have him work on housing, and if he was going to work on housing, we could have him work on the little houses here. He's not going to bring these up. These are finished. But these houses here, I think only one of these is a level 5, and that's the one that Wade lives in with Nia and with Iris, who they raised. Because Nia and Iris are related, and so they raised Iris, Nia, and Wade did. And these are not level 5s yet. This is Tatiana, I think, living here with Tobias. Now, if Tatiana decides to do the other hospital, she and Tobias are just living together. There isn't anything for Tobias to do over in that area. Tobias is a bricklayer. So they would separate or we're going to get a different doctor, and Tatiana is going to run the library. She's going to be the librarian for the town hall, and along with Nia. So Nia and Tatiana would stay here, and we'd have to have another doctor. Wow. We'd have to have another doctor come in. She's a combat nurse. And we'd have to have an actual, another doctor come in and take over that part. So that is the decisions that we made for today. You notice we're not having a food problem. So there is a reason why we're not having a food problem with 5 dining halls. We have import-export arranged because our three fields of durum wheat are not enough for the 5 dining halls. We would probably have to have 5 fields of durum, one for each dining hall. And right now we have 2.5. This is a smaller field here. So we have 2.5 fields here. I'm wondering if I should have just gone ahead and put in a whole field right here. And do I want to do that? Go ahead and put in an entire field in this part right here. It is kind of a waste of space not to have it go all the way. And remember what we noticed? Let me come down outside so that I don't step on the plants and make them go away. I can walk in here if I walk very carefully, but this is what we noticed about the fields. So this is a level 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, this one can't. Oh, but this one can. 1, 2. See, this one goes all the way out to 8. So the Old English, no, so this is original. This is an original field right here, going all the way out to 8. So we can definitely expand this field all the way to the border. And I'm going to put that as a project for just a minute on my list, Kenya, the list. Expand the durum field. Okay, in very bad writing, I think I can still read that. We did get the shulker. We do still need some, we need some 64 coral and hay. Now, coral blocks would have to be brought in from Ta'ana, from the Mermaid Nation. We would give them to them in exchange for coffee. Coffee. Mermaids find coffee most fascinating. They like drinking it. So for coffee or something like that. And so she's still working on this. And we can see her still working on this part of it. It's going to take her a while to get all of this in. And I believe that she is using dirt. If she is, I'm going to have to restart her. I'm hoping she's using Lush. I forgot to check, I know. I didn't even check that with Josiah yet, and so I'll have to check. But let's go to settings. And sure enough, she's using Lush, and we have plenty of Lush dirt for her to use. She's not asking for it, obviously. She's gotten it. She needed 539, and she hasn't gotten all of it yet. She needs 539 of Lush. We should have it. And then she needs some regular dirt. And the oak planks, 539 Lush. That is going to be curious. Let me check for a minute in the warehouse. So we made a back door into this this is dark dust. And we wanted dark dust to fit into this rail tunnel. And we didn't want to use the cavern builder. So we used the dark dust builder here. This was just a 2-door, and we took it out and put in a delivery door right here. The sugar farm is across the way. We haven't done anything with it yet, really. And then, and now we're building the hospital right here. And when this is completed, we will repair the tunnel ceiling, and put this area back to where we want it to be. And we had that tree. It looks like there's a second tree there. So for the hospital, there are 3 trees for the hospital. And so I think there's more than that. I think there are 5 oaks and 3 birches we were talking about for the hospital. No, 5 oaks and 3 birches were for the ranch. Not for the hospital. Yeah, so now we have like 3, 7, 5, 12 trees, and this is how it adds up. 12 and 3. We have 15 trees, 12 oaks and 3 birches that need to be replanted to make up for taking the trees down in the areas where we've taken them down. We took some trees down here as well. And so we're checking, that's why we have, keeping track. I'll put some back later as soon as I see how the land works. And that, but 15 trees. And some of the trees are old growth. So I'm saying that the trees that are those big, huge Minecraft, like you plant a tree and it turns into this huge tree, those are old growth trees. And they're really cool. Is it Josie or is it one of the other new ones that we have?
Good day to you.
It's Pedro. And Pedro actually is the druid assigned to the farm country, the farm district guard druid station. They're called druid stations because druids are what we have. And he is a druid at this station, if I'm not mistaken. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and since I'm here and everyone is going to bed, not yet. Everyone's not in. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go upstairs here and go to sleep myself. How close are we? We have a nice bit of time left, so let's come here. I'm going to take off the glasses. So let's come here and remove these, the goggles, the work goggles. Not have a lantern in my hand. Let's close the blind, the curtain, the heavy, beautiful curtain there, and let's go to sleep. It'll be something when they figure out how to make designs on curtains, won't it? It will, but for right now, I'm just glad there are curtains. And this is a mod. We have 2. Valhelsia has curtains, and I think Macaw's, because Macaw's loves doing all that furniture stuff. But we can look right here and see for curtains. It's curtains. And so there's Valhelsia's curtains, and sure enough, the other curtains are Macaw's curtains. And I love curtains. In Minecolonies. Not sure about curtains on Earth. I have a tendency to like loft windows, like windows in the city that are uncovered. And I love that. I love that sort of look. I suppose in some instances you would have to have big long curtains that you could slide across. When we lived in Oregon, we had a loft and we didn't have curtains. We were living in a part of the city where no one could really see, and it was fine. There was a hospital just opposite us. Sorry, in a catty corner, and a bank, and then two banks on the corners of the building, of the intersection where we were. And then underneath us was a bar. We were living above a bar. We have lived above a bar in 2 different towns and have loved it. Most people don't, because bars are noisy, but we don't care about that because we make noise too. We're musicians, and so it allows us to be noisy as well. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm going to pull back my voice a little bit. I haven't been streaming on a regular basis. As you've noticed, that was my drink alarm. I did it early. I haven't been drinking on a regular basis. Streaming, or drinking. I have a real problem getting enough water. That's what kind of drinking I'm talking about. And I haven't been streaming on a regular basis because of the new sort of life that we're living with the last parents of Vincentius Primus in my family. My parents are gone, but his 93 and 94-year-old parents are still alive. And so we are living with them right now. And they are strong farm stock, coal miner stock. They take care of themselves, and they're in a really pretty healthy state. I think Vincentius's stepdad is probably wishes that he had more of his eyesight. And he was a motorcycle. He did do motorcycles. He does have some injuries having to do with his cycles and things, but he still is here, and he's taking care of himself. And it's just the eyesight, the macular degeneration that is, you can imagine at 90. To be on the planet for that long and to not be able to see the way you want to see makes me really have to be cautious about my own vision reduction that I'm noticing. And stress is mostly what causes it for me. I hold a lot of stress in the facial area, and so like trying either to see or not to see, that is the question. And so because of that, I have to be really careful and make sure that I get enough eye food and nourishment to help me protect my eyesight. And I've gotten away from wearing my glasses unless I absolutely need to. I'll consider myself fortunate in that fact that my eyesight has actually improved. I wore glasses all through high school and through the last part of my grade school when they found out that I actually needed glasses. I wore glasses, and then I wore contact lenses for the longest time, and then I stopped. I began to notice that I didn't need them in the way that one would think. I do need them to drive at night still, glasses. But I'm just insecure about driving at night. But in the daytime, I'm trying not to drive with glasses on because I want to have that distance. My eyes still function, still push themselves to have proper vision. And so I do that. Now, believe me, there have been times when I couldn't drive at night at all, and when I needed my glasses to drive in the daytime. And I've improved my eyesight to the point that I don't need them in the daytime anymore, but I do still need them to drive at night when I go to skate, roller skate. So that is one thing that I still have to do. And so those are just things in relationship to the parents that we're living with. His mom, Vincentius Primus' mom, is in really good health. She does feel there are some things that she would like to change about her situation. She's not. A lot of people aren't comfortable with aging, and sometimes even if you know that you're healthy and everything, you can still not be happy about getting to a certain age. And I hope that when I get to her age, that I feel better about aging than she does. And so those two things, his vision and her feelings about that, are reasons that we're here. Plus, they're the last parents, and we're the closest of Vincentius Primus' stepdad does have family in this area as well, and so both families are helping keep up his Vincentius's stepbrother, who it would be, and his partner, his wife, are actually helping a lot as well. So we do have family that's helping, and even Vincentius's brother, who's in Oregon, where we used to be. We're not there anymore. As of this month, I am officially no longer, after 20 years, living in Oregon. It is when it first became clear that we were not going to, we were going to have to change our address. I was very distressed about it. But I've come to peace. I've come to a peaceful place about the move. It is something that I wanted. And it came from the fact that my father, at one point when he came back from Vietnam, he was in the Marines, when he came back from Vietnam to his family, and I'm the oldest kid, he made a decision to take a lesser position so that he could have the family return to my mother's city that she was born and raised in. And he thought he should have discussed it with her first, because she never wanted to go back to that city. But he didn't know that she was really an island girl. She was really a Jersey Shore girl. And had he known that, our life would have been a little bit different, because there was an electronics, he was into electronics and missiles and things like that. And there was actually radar and space related programs in a New Jersey Marine base in Jersey. And we would have been there. It would have made a difference in our lives. But what can you say when you get to the point I'm way past that point. I'm many years past that point. So this is what happens to people. You can look back on certain decisions and go, he tried. And it was a decision that he made for the family, and it really has changed some things about me. I hated that time when we had to move because we were living in California desert, and when he came back, we had to move east, and I did not want to go. And so the fact that I now see the sacrifice that he made, with me having to make the sacrifice of giving up the West Coast once again for family, I see the position that he was in that I never kind of understood that position. And I see that position. And I'm in that position, and I want to be here, which means that he wanted to be in the position that he was in. And I hope that I made it clear to him at some point my love for him. And I am sending that back in time, that I now understand the decision that he made. And that makes peace for both of us. That makes a peaceful place for both of us. So, that was just about the fact that my schedule for streaming has been really erratic, because with the new location, and I'm not comfortable all the time when the air conditioner comes on, even though Vincentius Primus says that you can't hear it that well. It is very noisy for me, and I've never really liked air conditioner. I really am a mermaid. I think I really am a mermaid, on Earth, not just in the game. And there are some things that I really have trouble with, and one of them is conditioned air. And yeah, I admit we need it. I'm not saying I don't need it. I just have trouble with it. And I prefer quieter machines and different arrangement for air. But this is not our house, so we are happy to be able to share the parents' house at this particular time. This is their house, and we're actually trying to keep them in their house. They put a lot of work into this house. They love where they live. They have an amazing connection to the land. There is a 20-year-old tree sitting in the backyard that was planted by the parents and planted by his stepdad, and that tree even has a name. It's named Bob. and so the idea that of leaving that tree, leaving the yards and the gardens that they have, we don't want, and the beauty that his mother has put into the designing of the interior, with the help of Vincentius Primus's stepdad, it's just so beautiful. And while assisted living is something that was proposed to them at one point by other members of the family, the idea of moving into a place and not having the freedom to create that kind of beauty again would damage them in a way, I think. And it wasn't their decision at the time. And we didn't want them to have to make that decision until they feel like they want to make that decision. And I don't know that they're ever going to feel like that. I hope not. And so, yeah. So all of that was a combination of the earth me the Earth Mermaid, and now let's get back to the Minecraft Mermaid, who I was talking about that my schedule was erratic, and so because of that, I have not been using my voice as much, and so I'm a little weak in that area, and I've always been a little weak in that area where if I was singing on a regular basis, I would probably have to I would have to do exercises and things just to keep my voice healthy, to keep my vocal cords healthy, and to do things like that. So I have gotten to the point now where I am not going 3 hours without having a single thing to drink, which I did for many years. And it is not good. I do not recommend it. And so if you are watching even, I hope you're taking time to get something to eat and drink. So she is waiting for what still? Let's go look at Maisie and see what in the world she's still waiting for. Remember, she wanted orange glass, and we did arrange. If she needed pain, okay, let me get a lantern out so I can see and you can see. I'm cutting across the cathedral walkway here. We're going to put in a piece of walkway that goes to there, but I don't want to get distracted for a second. Let me come back over here. Put in this piece of walkway right quick. Let's go over to Liberty and see if she knows how to make orange pain, because I do believe that that might be something that's being asked for. We could look on the list, Kenya, the list. That would tell us absolutely. Let's put this here. We need to put that in the stash box. Now that we have the list out, let's come here and let's click on it. Green floating carpet for cash. McKenna needs nether brick wall, and she should be able to get it. Cracked nether brick. Oh, and the brown stained glass. She's waiting for brown stained glass, Maisie is. There's no question that Santino has not stained any glass brown. And that brown stained glass, is it pane or is it full? It's full. So it's definitely up to Santino. So let's cut through the city, the downtown park, and go over to the dye shop right here. And let us teach brown glass. Glass is still up, and there's brown. And there we go. So that's what she was waiting for. Let's come here. Wait, don't go too far. Floating green carpet. Let's go to Marissa. This is the Fletcher's complex here, which the dye shop is part of. And we'll come to Marissa right here. Right. And we'll do in the cutter. I don't think we have anything here, but floating we definitely need. Floating green carpet.
Another day of work finished.
Get the right string. Teach that. So that means that work is beginning. You're going to wake up. It's sunrise. And they're about to come to work. Yes, indeed.
That was the best baked potato ever.
I'm glad, Mauricio. That's excellent. Mauricio is saying that he is done. He's done with work because he's a druid and they usually do night work. And so he is going to sleep. And he had a wonderful dinner. he's saying. I wonder if Brian made it for him or Brielle made it for him. Brian is the chef here. Emery would be the chef on the other side, and the person who runs the dining hall is Luana is running the dining hall here, and Bryant is cooking downstairs. And there's Bryant right now coming up.
Right away.
Hi. And this is his kitchen. I only have one sommelier, even though we have the capacity to have 3. I didn't want that much merchandise being taken out of the warehouse. A disturbance in the force. Oh, because of the time. It was a time reminder. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh-oh. Did I make that go away? Oh, no. I did. I made the trapdoor right here go away. Okay.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's put that trapdoor up. And this trapdoor right here is up. And I'm going out. And you can see that's either Rude Wolf or Floof coming to maybe get some food from the kitchen. And now they're going up and around. I'm done, people. I have to leave. I know I had some things I needed to do. I'll have to do them next time. There's always, always something. There is. There's always something. So we're standing right here with those beautiful sunflowers behind us. Enjoy your games, everybody. Enjoy watching all the other gamers. And thank you for watching. For those of you who are going to be watching later, I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. And here we go. We've been listening to, I think we're listening to Vincentius Primus. We've been listening to Vincentius Primus this whole time. Yes, hi. This is one of the couriers. And so we're going to listen to him. Oh, right at the end, Mr. Villager. Seriously? Oh, man. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I am so sorry. Okay, here we go. Bye for now, everybody. Bye for now.